Well, hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to my bait cave. I hope everybody out there is doing great. It's some beautiful weather today. I hope wherever you are is beautiful weather, and you can get out there and do a little fishing or some outdoor activities. I finally got my number 500 subscribers, so today starts my giveaway project. This video is probably been a couple days because I'm gonna do some hand pours with some open pour molds that are gonna wind up being a little bit complicated, but more importantly, it's gonna be kind of drawn out because of the heat that's required for the open pour molds to act right. It's gonna take. I'm gonna let them cool off probably till tomorrow. Once I finish pouring them, tomorrow I'll open the molds and I'll show you guys that, and then I may let them sit on the tray for a while and cure before I put the eyes in them. So it's going to be like almost a 3-day process. But you'll see all this in one video. So the winner's going to get 2 sets of swim baits, and they're going to be open pour. I'll show you what it's going to be. The first one, the first thing is going to be this 4-inch open pour hook slot swim bait. It's going to be there's going to be a kill dot because it's going to be a shad, and then a slight skin pour right up in here in the head to give it an effect. And then that's going to be a set of 6 of those, and then a set of 6 of these 5-inch, same thing. They're a little bit bigger. 5-inch is pretty big. I thought about a 6-inch, but there's only a couple lakes here around me that you could even use a 6-inch swim bait without scaring all the fish away. So I figured most everywhere 5 is going to probably be the biggest, and then of course 4 probably fit everywhere. So the main thing is going to be this ETN Hyper Shift. Kind of changes between magenta, gold, and green. It's got a little greenish in it. And then the belly's going to be clear plastic. And I got this a highlight. It's a highlight green. It's not really a solid color at all. It's going to be a very slim highlight. That's going to go on right underneath the ZTN Hyper Shift, and then the actual bloodline or line, whatever you want to call it, is going to be this highlighted blue. It's just a blue highlight. It's going to be very faint in there, and all that's going to go with a clear belly. So it should be pretty interesting. And I plan to bring you guys through every step of this project. So, at boring times, you just feel free to fast forward. But if you're interested, please stay and watch. So, first thing I do is get the hot plate started, and I'll start getting that kill dot, a black kill dot color. I'll mix that plastic up, and I'll show you a couple of those. I'm going to move in right here on a hot plate. I like to get these fairly warm before I even start adding a skin pour of any kind. They don't have to be so hot that you can't touch them, but they'll be warm enough where I'm probably going to want to wear a glove, at least on one hand. And that gets the molds warm. But then when I'm ready to start pouring the plastic, before I start making even the belly pour, before I even start that, these things are going to be so hot that water will sizzle right here on top. And that's what it takes to eliminate all the cold cracks, and get everything to blend perfectly. And by the time that happens, these will all be clamped together also. So when I clamp them, it's going to cause these molds to become one big block. and that's gonna create even heat throughout this. And this is what takes the time. So I'm getting started, and they still cold as ice right now, but maybe I can start. The plate's getting hot, plate's warming up. But while I'm letting these warm up, I'll start mixing up the black for the actual shed dot or kill dot, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so we want to got the plastic right, and got the mold just right about maybe 85, 90 degrees. It's not very hot. Just want to get a little drip. There's all different kind of ways you could do this. But for these 4-inch, that's about it. See, right on tip, and I use that as my point of reference. Put a little small dab, and the black I use is very, very opaque. You can't really see through it. And then once this is inside, you know, from the outside looking in, that's going to be a very solid dot. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and do all these 4-inch off camera, and I'll bring it back when I drop one in on a 5-inch. All right, so here goes the 5-inch. Same thing. I try to shoot for the same little spot right by the fin. Being it is 5-inch, it could be a little bit slightly bigger, but well, that's too big. See, I'll just let that one cool, and I'll peel it out of there. I was going against my better judgment and trying to show you a slightly bigger one when I should have just stuck to the basics. That's just going to be big enough. All right. So it's out the vacuum. Got most of the air out of it. Bubbles or moisture, whatever you want to call it. And when it's time to put the hyper shift in it, this is only going to be for the skin pour right now. And might have to mix up some more of this when I'm ready to pour the backs. But the stuff goes a long way. Especially on this part of it, because I don't want this really too thick. Maybe a little bit more than this, but not by much. See it coming around in there. So what I might do is just add. See, some of it's still on my knife. Didn't even get a chance to mix in yet. I might have to put this in the microwave for about 15 seconds. Just get all that mixed in before I add. See, there's some chunks in there that still need to be broken up. Maybe 15 seconds will do it. I just kind of played by ear. I don't want to go too much because I don't want to scorch the plastic. And see that little bit that hangs on there? I'll show you how to get that off here too in a minute. Would help if I started it. Here we go. Let's see if that's going to help it. Just trying. This you gotta remember, like, this is 262, so it's pretty thick, a little bit harder to work with, especially on things like skin pouring and the kill dots. It's going to be a little bit frustrating if really, if you haven't really did a whole lot of open pours before, you maybe start with a lighter diameter. Something that's not going to seize up on you like this that fast. You know, like even kill dots, even if you're going to make a strong swim bait like this, just with stuff like the skin pour areas and the dots and stuff like that, you probably get by pretty good with going down to like a 142 that's going to just pour all day long with never season up, just to get those parts done. And it really wouldn't affect the integrity of your bait. It would just be those little areas that would be soft, where the rest of your bait would be hard. We'll see what that looks like. That's pretty close. That's about what I don't know. I'm a little conflicted here, because it's going to be a little bit thicker than that. So let me just do one more thing. By the time I get that off of there right here, and this is the way I always do it. Just dip it in there like that, and then let this cool a little bit. Get all the plastic back in there. Let that cool. Let's see if it's cool enough. And you peel the rest of that Hyper Shift right off of there. And then it goes into your batch of plastic. So the only reason I'm showing you this is to show you how complicated it is with the higher diameter. You know, sometimes I prefer not to do any kind of skin pouring on swim baits that are going to be this high in of a diameter plastic because of this issue. But these are going to turn out good. See that? All that's going to be very useful. See, I could have just went 30 seconds. I might have got it all, but take a good chance of scorching it. And that's the last thing you want to do. That just, once you scorch it, it's just it's ruined. You know, you have to start all over again. So I just do little steps at a time, and then when I'm pouring, if it does get kind of hard and it won't pour right, I just hit it. I just keep hitting it for 15 seconds at a time. Well, it's getting there now. It's almost ready. And then by the time I'm ready to pour, it'll be hot enough those bubbles will come out. I'm really stirring those into it. So I think that's going to be it. Let me just heat that up till it's ready to pour, and I'll bring you guys right back. All right, so I got the molds hot enough, and plastic's ready. You can see down in there what you should be seeing is kind of like that magenta, gold, green shift throughout this. I don't know if you can see that good on camera, but it's pretty cool in person. So the moles are hot enough now that I can't handle them by hand. And we're just gonna make sure we get it around that eye. And then I'll just kind of let it roll up. I'll try to get it to roll back right into there, just like that. And that's how I skin pour the heads. Let that seize up a little bit. Now I'll set it over here in a little bit of slant so it don't pour out, and do one more for you. I'll do the other half of that one. It's a little bit easier than the kill dots. Just let it fill in. Right there, that's all I'm asking it to do. And then that's a pretty sharp edge right there. So once that cools, I'll be able to just slice that right off, and it'll, oh, I don't even, sorry, I didn't have it in the camera that good. Anyway, I'm gonna do another one for you just because. Well, see, I'm letting it cool, and what I was trying to tell you is right here. See how easy that just cuts right off? One more. And then I'll turn this camera off and get busy. Trying to hold that one up high enough where you can see it. It's messing me up. So I hope that one got on there good. So see, I just feel that head in like that, and that's it. We'll just let that cool a little bit. It's not hot enough to keep it liquid, but it's just a little too hot to handle by hand. Whoops. There's a little overfill. So see how I overfilled that a little bit? That's kind of what I was trying to tell you. See where it's dripping down? Watch this. Show you how easy this is compared to them kill dots or dots. Dots are the hardest part to me, especially when you're using this 262. This stuff's a little bit thick. So see right there, cut that off. And in this area right here, see that? See that area? Like right there. See that overspill? And there you go. Perfect. All right, let me cut this off and I'll finish these up. Okay, let's move on to the 5-inch. It's really the same thing. It's just a little bit easier on a bigger mold. You just want to get it around that eye real good. And fill the head cavity in, and simple as that. All right, I'll do the next one on camera a little better. I have trouble. Can't watch both at the same time. I got to get better at that. Something I really wanted to tell you guys is to maintain the heat. When you're working with these molds, when you start into this part, you don't want to let them cool too much, so you got to work fast. Like, you can let this seize up and you can set it aside, but you still want this thing to stay hot as you can keep it. All right, so now that we've got them all, see, by clamping them like this, I can just, let me get back, getting them all clamped, they move around like one block, and they'll all heat up exactly together, be a very consistent heat. And then one more thing I like to do is I like to get back and see how all the kill dots line up. That just lets me know that I didn't miss anything. You spin them around and do the other side the same way, just like that, and makes you feel good about it. Especially like for this, you know, to just be my giveaway video, I want these baits to come out really good. You know, I don't want very many mistakes. I don't want any mistakes, but I'm not good enough to say I can't have any mistakes, because that's just the way it is. So it's going to be a while before it heats up, so I'll bring y'all back whenever they sizzling hot. All right, so I'm going to try to pour with one hand and hold this phone with the other. Never done it before this way, but I think you might better see better. You see where this notch is on the hook slot? That's where we want to fill it in, just right in that area where the belly. Okay, so there's some nice clear plastic. I'm gonna try to hold this like this. I'd like you guys to really see it going in there. All right. I hope you can see that. I don't get it that good. I got one more up here in the front. Oh, I got two. No, I got that one. No, I didn't either. Got two of them. But I would have sucked to miss a belly. All right. Okay. So that is it for the bellies on the 5 inches. I'll clean them little spots up in a little bit. Okay, so now these 4-inch are a little bit harder. It's gonna be, I have no point of reference. Oh, hold on a second. I didn't know if you had noticed, but the spout wasn't clear. This is kind of a feel right here. It's not like the 5-inch where I actually have something to look at. I really wanted to stop right at the back of that hook slot. You put this down back. I had to clear that spout again. The plastic starting to, I guess I should have gave it another spin in the microwave. I saw that air bubble go in there, but I think it'll work itself out towards the back. You'll see it thickening up. I only got 2 more to go, and I think it'll still flow. I hope I'm not making you dizzy with this video. I'm trying to hold it and pour at the same time. So there, got all those in. So that's it for the bellies. Now the next color is gonna be the blue highlight. All right, time for this blue lateral line. This is gonna be, remember, this is just a highlight. This is just very, very faint. There's not much blue at all. I just want it in there like that, and I wish it would stop about right there. There we go. I thought I'll report it for a second. Same with the next one. a little bit more. Don't get too carried away. I think it's going to creep back. Okay. All right, I think it'll work its way back again. I hope it does. That one too. All right, let's see where I'll stop it right there. So I think they're gonna get their way back there. This is the only one that's a little bit short. I may still have time to pour a little bit in there. You know, you can't let too much time pass. Yeah, it's still a little bit liquid. Because even though it's still hot, it's not enough to pour it. This one's going to be a problem because it's still seized up on me. But I think it'll smooth right in here. All right, that's good. I don't want to take many more chances with that one. So there's that blue in there. I don't know if y'all heard that. Somebody's out there shooting. Gun season ain't even open yet. All right, let me get ready for the 4-inch. It's on these 4-inch right here. What I want to do is I'm gonna start on this back one where I over poured the belly a little bit. Well, it's gonna be a little, not very much at all is gonna go in there because since I over poured it, I don't have that much room for it. So now I can just work on the rest of these normal. I just kind of want it to fill to the top of the hook slot. That's it, right there. In fact, I might even got a little bit too much. I'll try to get a little less on this one. The smaller these are, the harder they are to pour, so just keep that in mind. So just gonna get these right in here, and that's gonna give me just a little bit room for a small thin layer of green highlight. All right. See if I can get one more. I'm on a pretty good roll right now. Uh-oh. Should have cleaned it. So now I'm gonna have a little bit of this blue stuck up on the side. It'll be a flaw, but hand pours really shouldn't be flawless. If they're flawless, it'll look like a machine did it. And then what good is a custom bait, right? I just tell myself that to make me feel better. It's not necessarily true. A lot of people pour these baits, and they really are flawless. When I tell you they got to be sizzling hot too, watch this. A little spit on my finger right here. Heard that? That's hot. And that's how you want it. You know, it's got to be like that, or you're gonna get cold cracks on every layer. So we'll just keep up this heat right here. and I'll be back when I got the green highlight mixed up. All right, so there's that green pearl, and all it's really gonna do is set right on top. It's not meant to be a whole lot. Just like that. I don't really want it even running outside of the blue. I want it to just like kind of end right in there somewhere. I don't want it to be very dominant. So we didn't come quite far enough back. So I can just drizzle a few little drops in there. See how it's still hot enough to blend in. I gotta clean off this little spout. I wanted it to be a little bit greener than this, but I didn't want no more pearl in it. And the green pearl highlight just has a little too much pearl for my liking, but it's all I had for this. What I think I needed was a straight green highlight with no pearl in it. I got the spout clear again. Now this is just going to be just a little bit in here. Just let that run. These little ones get you a little shaky. Should have cleaned it. See, I gotta let that piece get in the way, but I think it's gonna be all right. All right. It seems like it pulled over to the side. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but you can see when the plastic sticks to the side. All right. So these two come up a little bit short, but I don't know if I want to mess with them at this point. I think I'll just leave them alone. It's not that short, it's just a little bit. So I think I'd only do more damage if I tried to pour it in there. All right, so the last thing is gonna be that ZTN Hyper. All right, last thing we got here is the Hyper Shift. It'll be done. We'll start with this back one right here. Just let it fan out. Get down there in that tail. Whoops. All right. That's it. Got a little bit outside the box, but it's not bad. Try to get this one a little better. Went a little too fast with it. Try to slow down a bit. There we go. All right. That's 3. Maybe 3 more. And we'll close the deal on these. Not quite. I want to get it. They're gonna suck in anyway, so you got to get it up to the top of the rim. Whoops. Might overdid it. We'll see how that turns out. You can tell I'm nervous. Trying to hold this phone so I can get a good video of it. Got me a little bit out of my element. All right. I think I'm gonna quit on that one while I'm ahead. One more 5-inch. Should have cleaned the spout. I really should have cleaned the spout. I'm gonna mess this one up. Wish I'd have cleaned it. Dadgummit. All right, well, that's not too bad. Definitely got to clean it up now. All right, so here goes the hard ones. I'm try to hold the phone and concentrate on this. I heated this plastic back up too to try to help pour it a little bit better. All right, stop. I think I got it. You know what helps on this? To smooth out the bumps on the top if you really want to. And I don't have one, but I had one of those little torches those cooks use. I actually messed up pretty good on that one because right in the middle of the pour, my phone decided to tell me my battery was low, which I understand that, but it messed me up. I took my eye off the game for a second. Alright, I'm not talking because I'm trying to get these last couple ones in here before I lose my nerve. Right. I gotta clean off the spout. Last one. I'm almost out of this hyper shift. All right. Well, there we go. Now's the waiting game. So I'm gonna let them sit here for just about 5 minutes on full heat, and I'm gonna cut this plate off and let it cool until tomorrow. I'm gonna break this video up right here. It's been a long morning, and I am gonna go have lunch with my mom and dad. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey, well, welcome back to day 2 of my 500 subscriber giveaway. So yesterday I poured all the baits, and they're very cool now. They sat here overnight. I had knocked off early to go lunch with my mom and dad, and that was really good. And all I got to do now is I'm gonna open these up and show you how they look, but then they're gonna have to sit out on the tray. I like to let them sit for about 24 more hours, so let all the chemical reactions finish taking place. Even though they cool and everything, they're still locked inside these molds. So I like to let the whole thing air out, and then I'll put the eyes on them, and that'll be the third video. Actually, third day of this video, but it's gonna be the same video. And so let me spin you guys around, and we'll open these molds up. So I had these all sitting up here. I moved them around yesterday before I left, so I wouldn't walk by and hit these or something. You know, bring the car into the garage, and it kind of limits our space. But I want to open. Let's start off with these 4-inch first. See how they came out. Let's go with this. Start with number 1 here. So, all right. Well, hope you can see the rollover in these. Maybe you can see it better in the tail coming up. But that's what I was looking for. My thoughts exactly. I think they're pretty good looking. So that's what we're looking at. It got the nice kill dot in there. You can see that very, very faint green highlight, and then a very faint blue. A little bit of flash, and that'll all get taken care of before I send them out. What do y'all think? See, hey, the clear belly, you can see that blue highlight shows up really good in there. Then from the side, let's go ahead and do another one. So this is the one I think I told you I over poured a little bit. We'll see how I broke some of that off. Let's see how to let like little oval pores like that. Before I even open the mold, sometimes I just take my thumb and run it up against that hard edge. It's nice and sharp right there. So it kind of just breaks that off. And if you really have to, like I told you, you could get a one of those little torches like those chefs use, and you can run it up and down this a little bit and really smooth that out if you want to. This one came out pretty easy. You can tell it's cold. Well, this side's a little stuck. This hook slide out of there. There we go. Get that little bit of flashing off. You can get that off with a heat gun, or you can just pull it off like this. A heat gun just makes it disappear, kind of just burns it up. So that little imperfection right there, but I'm thinking it's going to be okay. Nothing in nature is perfect, right? All right, let's move these aside. Take a look at these 5-inch. Just open a little bit better. There you go. All right. Get that hook slot out. So that's the 5-inch version. You can see the color's a little bit better in it because it's a lot bigger. You know, it had a lot more room for the green and blue highlight. And then of course, the hyper shift. That's pretty good looking, ain't it? That's a good bait. See, and this is a 5-inch, so it's pretty big. And the reason I get these I have 6 of each mold is because I package these in boxes of 6 or bags of 6. But I only have 3 of the 6-inch minnow like this because, like I said before, I mean that 6-inch is gigantic compared to these. And I only know of a couple of lakes around me where I could even throw a 6-inch. Look how it dwarfs this one. You know, most of the lakes I fish in, if I threw this 6-inch right here, it would just scare everything away. And believe it or not, this ain't even the Mac Daddy. There's a 7-inch version of this minnow right here. But you can see how much bigger that is. And whenever somebody asks me for some 6-inch, of course, you know that I'll pour them up, but it would take 2 pours to get 6 of these things. So anyway, I'm gonna try to get this hyper shift. Let me get this phone out of here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to get this in the sun. See if you can see that color shift a little bit better. I'm gonna change up. A little too much shadowing in there, huh? But you might can get the gist. In person, it looks good, but I don't know if this phone is going to record it right. But anyway, just got to get some eyes in them sockets. Like I said, that'll be tomorrow before I do that. Hey, well, welcome back to day 3 of this video. This installment shouldn't be very long. It's just we're going to put the eyes in them. These all the baits have been sitting up for 24 hours now, and I think it's safe to put the eyes in. These eyes I'm gonna put in there, these today. I don't know if you can see them real good, but they got a kind of got a little color shift ring. They black with a little color shift ring inside of them. I thought they would look good. I'll show you a little bit about how I put the eyes in. It's pretty simple. Well, I'll get that done real fast, and then I'll show you how they look, and we'll close this video up and get it ready. All right, so for this video, these are the only eyes I have to put in. I got a lot of eyes put in today, but actually for video purposes, these are the only ones I gotta do. So I'm gonna start with these 5-inch. They're pretty easy, and these are the tools I use. I use a little pair of these little sharp tweezers. Sometimes I can grab the eye with that, but this is the one I use the most. I mostly just use this blade, and I'll show you how I do that. Got to put a little small dab of glue, super glue. It's just Loctite super glue. It's the Ultra Gel. This keeps it from running all over the place. And there's one lake I fish in, kind of a small lake, and it's got a bunch of these pinfish, and they go after the eyes on these things and rip them out. And the reason I'm telling you that is because whenever this glue that I use, whenever the pinfish actually work the eye completely out of the socket, it actually, there's a hole in there where it rips the plastic out. The glue itself never lets loose. So it really does hold good. I know that a lot of these these eyes have a little stick to them that stick them to this, but it won't hold your bait in. So this eye is supposed to be kind of labeled as a 3D look. Come on, stay there. Oh, kind of a 3D look, and you can see the depth in them a little bit. I really like them, and I like the little. It's not really a color shift. It's more of a what's the word I'm looking for? All right, I had to go look on a little can of flakes. It's holograph is the word I was looking for. It's kind of got a that little band in there, kind of a holograph, which I kind of like. It's pretty good looking eye. And then what I try to do, every one of these eyes are a little bit different. So I try to remember the aspect that it was on here on one side. I try to do the same thing on the other side. It's not always that easy because I guess the way these are manufactured, they don't necessarily come out exactly the same. So that's pretty much it right there. These eyes are good to go. As soon as that gel takes a little bit longer to, I guess you say, dry or flash off. But once it is, those eyes are setting there. That's it. I'll do one more for you just for the video purposes. Maybe I won't talk so much. Just a little dab. Don't take a whole lot. And like I said, when that lake I fishing with the pinfish that bite these eyes out of there, there's a hole where the plastic actually the plastic itself lets loose, not the glue. So I'm pretty impressed with the way it works. See, I'll put it in there like that, just like that. And you see why I choose the X-Acto knife over the tweezers. Sometimes, believe it or not, when I try to use those tweezers, I wind up squeezing too hard or something, and the eyes will I'll shoot an eye across my shop. You know, it won't stay, it won't grab them well. But that is it. You know, I'll go ahead and finish with these, and then I'll show you the little 4-inch. All right, I got the 5-inch knocked out real quick, and then we'll go with these 4-inch. Okay, so by the way, the 5-inch took these 8mm eyes. The 4-inch take these 6mm eyes, a 1/4 inch. They're right on the border of being either one. Now, I did the easy ones first. This one's a little bit harder. It's the same way, just a little dab of glue. And then you got to fit this little 1/4 inch eye in here, which is not the easiest thing in the world. But that one went in easy. You can see I got a little bit on my skin pore. I got a little bit of eye socket messed up, but that's going to be okay. You got to remember, these are my first ever. Well, they're not my first ever ZT and shad. I've made these before, but it's my first time ever using the 626 formula, which makes them very, very strong. But this stuff is, I'll tell you, it's the hardest pours I've ever done. It's a little bit more complicated because it don't pour as easy. It don't hold it cools fast. I mean, it really sets up fast. So that's a first for me. I normally pour these in 242, which is a breeze. I mean, it's so easy, and you get kind of complacent. But I thought for this giveaway, I was gonna want to make something I never did before. And I don't know if I'm gonna do it again or not. I really do want to get proficient at it, because I like the strength of these. And I'm really anxious to see the action in the water with a little bit of stiffer plastic. So I did not take the time to make a set for myself, which I am going to go back and work on that when I get a chance. But for right now, these are strictly for the giveaway. I'll do one more. You see it here talking to you guys. This whoever the winner is on these things, I would like some feedback whenever you catch the first giant bass on there. Because like I said, I am going to do some of these for myself, but it's going to be a while. I got a lot of other stuff I have to finish first. See, this is where these tweezers come in. I got that in there crooked. But you got to be so careful, because this thing will shoot out like a little frisbee, and you'll never find it. So, all right, let me get the rest of them done. Got 3 more to go, and then I'll get back with you. Got some good sunshine today, so let you see kind of like what they look like. Hope the camera catches the real life version of them. And so this is ZTN shad in 262 formula. So I hope you like them all right. You want to try to win them. Now here's the 6.5 inch ZTN shad. Got a nice color shift. Really nice rollover in there. So stay tuned, and I'll tell you how they can be yours. Okay, so that about wraps it up for this video. One thing I got to clarify on the 626, I said it was the first. That's my first open pour swim baits with that formula. I've used it in injectable molds on swim bait molds, and that's where I got the idea of how tough it was. And I've used it on a couple other things. It's a little bit trickier to use because it's got more resin in it. That makes it harder, but it works good. It's a good medium saltwater blend. You know where, the real saltwater blend is that 3-4. What is it? 3-4-2. That stuff is strong. I don't know if I could even open pour that formula. It might be too complicated. It's just it's a pain to keep it hot enough to pour and not wind up with cold cracking. 2-4-2 that's the best. That's the easiest. It's the fastest way to learn. So I would recommend that if you're just learning. But as you progress, be like me and try a harder pour. They're not perfect, but like I keep saying, nothing in nature is perfect. So I think they're gonna fish well. So the most important part of this video is how to win them. If you want to win these 2 sets of ZTN shad, all you have to do is like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. And once you've done all that, reply back to me and say shared. You put the word shared in there, and when I see that word shared, I'll know you're a subscriber, and I'll know that you share it, and that will automatically put you in the running for the contest. It's pretty simple. That's all you got to do. And I hope you keep in touch with me and tell me how they work for you. So my plan is to let this run for about 10 days, and then I'll come back on here maybe with a short or something and do a drawing, and I'll let you know who the winner is. So that's it for me today. I'm really looking forward to seeing all you guys enter the contest. I really appreciate that. I got 500 subscribers now, so I really do appreciate that. I hope you guys get out there and go fishing. Watch the weather. It's really changing now. Your lakes should be, some of your lakes are probably finished rolling over. Some of them are just starting, but just change your habits and fish that rollover. You guys whose lakes have already rolled on you, they're not going to be up there in the shallow no more. They're going to be working down to the deep water. So think about that. You might want to switch to all your football head jigs and all that kind of stuff and fish the bottom. And if by chance they're suspended, you find them suspended, well, these swim baits right here, that's the ticket to that. You find the depth they suspended to, let that swim bait get down in there and let it do its job. And you're gonna catch some fish that way. All right, well, once again, I'm your old tired veteran. Don't forget about me out there, and you guys be safe, go fishing, take all your kids fishing, and enjoy what's left of the fall and get ready for that cold winter coming up. I'll see you next time. All right, bye.